is brought to you by ASTRO, Monster Energy, Corsair, Zowie, and Intel.
Fnatic are battling to get in front of the crowd here in Jönköping, Sweden, and standing in their way of that grand final here in the semi is another scary Brazilian presence. SK have already done it. They've locked themselves in for the grand final, but now Immortals are going to try their hand at a best of 3 versus Fnatic. They've already bested some of the very best. Now here at the DreamHack ASTRO Open 2017, live from DreamHack Summer, we wait to see if it truly will be entirely South American, or will we have SK versus Fnatic. The names on paper sound fantastic, but it's by no means a guarantee. I'm your host, Machine. Welcome back. Let's talk about this one with my lovely, lovely analyst desk. They are truly delightful. Some of them better at fidget spinning than others. This guy's a demon. Truly.
He's an addict.
Yeah,
I think that's the right word.
Yeah, when it doesn't work out with the playing, you're going to move into like the vape fidget spinning.
You could see him and Paula like forming a duo.
I could. They'd
like,
have to have a name though.
Like it would be street artists though. Like
it's more of a street artist thing.
Yeah,
like Covent Garden, they're doing some magic stuff.
Exactly. Like people throw a couple of coins in there.
Yeah, yeah. Or maybe you can just set up a PC and play some 1v1s on Boomio. They could totally do that. What's one of our sponsors, Boomio. Big shout out to them. Do be sure to check it out. In fact, I reckon I can summon it because the graphics guy's like, he didn't say he'd do this. Ta-da! Look at that.
There you have it.
Yeah, there you go. It's
nice,
the CSGO Training Academy. He's going to do it in Covent Garden. He's going to sit there and bop some heads. And the pre-fire one, I haven't really looked at it too much, but you can basically practice your pre-fire spots as you walk out onto a bomb site. Get your T-side better, crisp and clean, and hopefully we'll see you on the stage. Who knows? CS is ever evolving. We've got fresh faces coming into the scene, and to stages like this all the time, that might be your way in. Now then, let's talk about it, gentlemen. We have Fnatic boys going up against Immortals, and I don't know where this discussion should start. Do we jump in?
Can we start with the fresh face?
The fresh face?
KNG.
Yeah, that's a nice... Oh, he's good at this. Yeah, let's do it. Mr. KNG, which he's turning heads as well. Like, not even just people he's playing against. People are watching him play, but other players and are giving him credit.
Yeah, no, he's been by far the standout performer of the entire tournament. Yeah. And we've seen some pretty crazy tournaments from, Olfmeister, Kusta, Ricky, you name it. They've all had great games here and there. KNG has just been a monster the entire time. Yeah. Like, he's been absolutely beasting it. So for him to come into this first, like, really, really big tournament with Immortals and just floor everyone is straight up incredible, especially because, or at least I had the premonition that when you bring in a guy who's primarily been an opper for his entire serious career, you bring him into a team that already has a very dominant opper in Henny, that could cause tensions. And we talked about it on the desk earlier as well, but it's just really cool to see that he's able to actually make it work with rifles as well. He's not just like a one-trick pony who just has to have an op in his hands, otherwise he's going to be completely useless to you, to the point where he's actually surpassing the performances that we've seen from Henny. And, I mean, if this keeps up, then sky's the limit for him.
Well, if someone's not hitting their shots, the other can step up, and I think that's a lovely bit of flexibility. There's a lot of discussion we could have about the kind of the double AWPs and what that leads to, where that's going to kind of develop in this meta that is ever evolving, ever changing. And before we do hear Jacob's thoughts on this one, let's actually hear from the players themselves. From one player to another, this is it. This is what they had to say ahead of their game, and also how they got to the semi-final.
Just a few weeks with KNG, but we are playing so hard in the net, like in the few weeks. We are playing like 12 hours per day, so I think we did good, but we are still not 100% for sure.
For Immortals, as they close in, but Steel gets aggressive. He finds 2, very well done, finds a 3rd! That is as good as it gets for Steel, holy cow!
We prepared for this tournament by playing a lot online. We decided that after the disappointing loss in Dallas, we decided that we just need to put in more hours because we felt very unlucky. Despite going out in the group stage, we felt that we played good, so we all put in more hours, and I think it's shown.
I thought nothing has started. And now Dennis, who came through with 2 clutch kills in the last round, is going to go for the spray. Oh, and he lands both of them as well. Skadoodle and Shroud fall to his hands.
Yeah, our goal on this tournament was like to be at least on the final. As we are winning, our confidence is like getting higher and higher. And I think right now, like our main goal is to like end up champions on this tournament.
The goal entering this tournament is winning it. We want the title. We haven't won a title in so long together, so we just want to win a title again together.
We are coming hot, man. We are well prepared for this, for a semi-final, and I think no matter who we play, we're gonna get like crush them for sure.
Fnatic is back, and I think they should be scared of us.
Absolute perfect words from either side. You had Steel there from Immortals saying that they not only aim for the grand finals, they want that trophy. JW from Fnatic says the same, and this time just reminding us that they have not picked up a title in quite the while. Still, Immortals first, hailing from Brazil, been hanging out in North America and making waves over there. Now we have Steel, Henny, Bolts, KNG, and Lucas. And outside of the name we have been exploring already, Pimp, KNG. Lucas was someone you mentioned that goes under the radar and unnoticed. How has his tournament been from him? I mean, have we seen much from him?
Yeah, he's been
doing his job.
He's been doing his job, yeah. He hasn't been needed in that sense. We've only seen 2 maps from them, so it's tough to judge already. But we'll see in this best of 3 game. I think it's going to be a close game and potentially a 3-mapper, so he has lots of chances to show himself off now. But usually when he does his best, you don't really notice him, you know. That's where he just holds his side, you win the game, and you let Henny and in this case KNG go off, you know. So we're probably not going to see that much from him, but if Immortal ends up winning, then he's almost have done his job.
Are players like that necessary? Yes. Is that a necessary player within a team? You can't have those 5 stars.
Most teams it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single team that doesn't have a guy like that.
What about 2015 Fnatic?
Who didn't have a guy who just like silently showed up and did everything. I think to an extent, obviously, like Flusha or Crims would be that guy.
Yeah, okay.
Just like reliable. He does what he's supposed to do. He's always doing damage. Like if he only gets 1 kill, then he's probably done like 50 damage to 2 other people. Like things like that doesn't necessarily show up on a scoreboard.
I feel like FaZe might be the only one where you can like put on one player who do that job, you know. That's sort of like,
just take it in turn.
Just take it, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic work from them. I'm looking forward to seeing those guys back in action soon. But here in Jönköping, it is a different brand of Counter-Strike. Fnatic are setting up, and I think I just want to explore that a little further. It has truly been a while since they got to walk out of a booth or from their desks and pick up a trophy. They haven't had that feeling for a while. The crowd has not been cheering their name, and of course they'll get an extra bit of spice from the crowd here today, but still, this is Fnatic. The roster you will recognize, I'm sure. Dennis, Olof, Flusha, JW, and Crims.
Not a bad 5 by any means.
Not a bad 5. Jumpy behind them as well. The player we've chosen to highlight was Olof Meister, and that because a little bit of retro, Jacob?
Yeah, he was insane yesterday and the day before that as well. He really showed up when it mattered the most for Fnatic, and that's like not usually Olof Meister's style, I'd say. Like he usually shows up from the beginning of the game, you know, and just wreck them before it gets to that point. But it seems like he's finding some of himself now, and that's worrying for the opponents and great for Fnatic, obviously. Yesterday it was a close game and eventually they ended up winning, right? But it was not like Fnatic, vintage Fnatic. It was not like convincingly, and it wasn't like I think now that they're favorites going into the matchup. I think they're still getting there. I think they're still a little bit like they might doubt themselves a little bit yet because they know how good they can be, but for some reason it's just not there yet.
And while we do start talking about this game and expectations for a third, we have to actually decide what those maps will be. The bans are coming in, and already Cobble taken away from Immortals.
Cobble makes sense to remove. I think for Immortals that means one of 2 things. If they banned Cobble, that means they should pick Overpass. That makes sense for Immortals at least. And for Fnatic, they're just going to go with what worked pretty nicely for them yesterday with Inferno. Like Olof said, they have at least one of the 2 sides on Inferno figured out pretty well. And again, it's minor adjustments we're talking about to actually make sure that to make Inferno a really, really good map for the Swedes.
Because they have so much faith in their T side on Inferno. We'll explore it after this, just to make sure we do have plenty of time to talk about the bans. Cash taken away from Immortals, and it does seem that they're not interested in Train. Immortals make the choice. They will be taking Mirage as a third. What are we thinking about that one, Jacob?
I think that's a very balanced map pool. I think there's each favorite for the first 2 maps. Definitely Fnatic is most likely going to take Inferno. I think they're the favorites. Vintage Fnatic 2015, they're the best team in the world on Inferno, and they still play well on it. We saw that yesterday. The T side was amazing. I know the CT side wasn't pretty, but still, it was enough. And I feel like the C side is going to be there today as well. You know, so if they can fix the CT side and just play a little bit better, then I have no doubt that they're going to be the favorites for Inferno. Whereas Overpass is Immortals' best map, undoubtedly, and I think it's going to be tough for Fnatic to go in there.
You are setting the scene for a full, like, has a best of 3 can play. You know, Fnatic show us what they can do on Inferno. Immortals show why it's their best map, Overpass, and then we get a real lovely middle ground. We have Immortals and Fnatic battling for a grand final.
Yeah, and Mirage
predictions, so we've got to get into them.
Yeah, no, Mirage is a great third map to potentially end it all, and I think it's going to go to 3 maps as well. I'm a bit up in the air as to how confident I feel in Fnatic for, I mean, the various reasons we've stated so far. So I'm leaning towards Immortals for this one. I do actually think they have a shot out on Inferno as well. They have had very up and down performances. One of the things that I'm really worried about is how their CT side banana control is going to be, because Lucas and Henny, who play that B-bomb side, have a tendency to, you know, at times get a little bit too aggressive, which oftentimes, or which can bite them, you know, in the rear end eventually. And obviously, like we saw yesterday, Olofmeister, when he gets, you know, the scent of blood and banana, he just runs with it, and it's really hard to stop a Fnatic in that kind of a mode. But also, one guy to look out for, in addition to KNG, which we mentioned on Inferno especially, is Bolts, because he always balls out on that map.
Yeah, I do love this story with Bolts. He has an opportunity now, in fact, the majority of Immortals, to play against his former teammates, at least some of his in-game leader as well, Fallen, removed from the team even when they were Luminosity, and now clawing his way back alongside Steel to battle in a best of 3 to lift the trophy. I mean, that's a story that could very well establish itself, or Fnatic battling to return to former glory. I'm fanboying a little bit. I am just excited about that. I like Counter-Strike, really do.
So who are you taking for the finals? Or to make it to the finals?
Should I use logic, or should I just use, like, stories that are fun to tell?
I haven't worked this tournament.
Logic doesn't work, does it? No, my heart doesn't work at all. My heart hasn't, okay.
You have your gut left, so...
I do have my gut, plenty of it. You know what? If you kind of were to put pen to paper and do it immediately, I would lean towards seeing Fnatic take this one.
Right.
I see a world where Fnatic take this, and I would like to see 3. Did I just get a little round of applause? That's right, I'm doing it for you guys. Jacob, what's your call?
I think it's going to be extremely close. I think this is the closest game we had at this tournament, at least on the paper. I think we're going to go to 3 maps, and I think the third map is going to be extremely close, but I think the double AWP setup, I think KNG and Henny they're going to screw with Fnatic on Mirage. I think really... yeah, that's how it's going to be.
Doing it.
It's going to be Immortals.
Yeah, okay. I'm starting with, I'm going with Pimpsters as well. It's going to be Immortals in 3.
Okay, Immortals in 3 from you two. I've gone for Fnatic, and I don't know if our casters are ready, because we could do an extended chat with those guys. Let's bring them up into the mix. It's once again Pansy and Risk. Got some sustenance, I hope. Hydrated, ready for another exhausting cast. I hope this goes to 3 for sure. Let's meet them. Pansy and Risk are joining us.
Yeah, thanks. No, I'm super excited for this game. To see Fnatic on this stage playing off the Immortals. You know, these two rarely meet as well, Alex. Like, this is the big thing for me. I think they met at Katowice, and I think the Immortals just clinched that one out as well. So that was on Mirage. So you're kind of right. Those double ups were certainly sticking truth there, but I don't know where to call this one. I'm sticking out.
You're not playing the game?
I'm not playing the game.
Get off that fence.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's comfortable up here. All right, leave me alone.
It's such a hard game to call. Like my brain says Immortals, but my heart says Fnatic. So it's kind of like, which one to choose?
We've decided we're going with our heads today. Niels, you want to join us?
I'm going with the heart. I'm going with Fnatic.
There it is. Okay.
Swedish brothers, of course.
He's just playing to the crowd. He's right behind him. He's terrified.
Full-on pandering.
I cannot fight all of them, Lauren. I can't fight them all.
Yeah, there's quite a few actually. It's gone pretty busy since Fnatic logos appeared. Surprisingly, right?
How does that happen?
I don't know. People just like a lot of CS, but no, I'm really excited. I think the map pool is great as well. Good to finally see a bit of Inferno. Feels it's not been played that much throughout this tournament, so happy to see a bit of that. I'm just looking to see how Fnatic play. Right? It's been a weird couple of, I guess, seasons for them already. It's a bit up and down, but if there's any time, everything's looking good for them right now, but Immortals are going to put up a great challenge.
There is one guarantee, and that is going to be a lot of good Counter-Strike. You guys enjoy shouting and spitting your lungs out over that one, and we will leave you. That's the thing. It is. Anyway, Niels, in the words of designer, you are a panda. I'll see you later.
Thank you, Alex. I've never gotten that compliment before, but thank you, nonetheless.
What do you say to that?
I don't know.
All right, no, thank you. Beautiful throw, as ever. Outstanding. But no, we can get back on topic here. It's Fnatic against Immortals, and it's an outstanding game, right? These are the sort of things you hope for, because the fact is, no matter what happens, you're going to have a good game either way, right? Fnatic go to the finals, they play against SK, the Swedes in front of a Swedish audience, final stage against SK, you know, the Titans. or Immortals do it, and you get the Brazilian showdown. How sick is that? And they've already beaten SK once in this tournament.
The two brothers just battling it out. But to be honest, I think if you were to show someone who didn't watch a lot of CSGO a perfect best-of-3, this would be it. Because this showcases that teams have a map pool and they have a favorite map. These two first maps are clearly cut for either team. And then you have Mirage, they said it on the desk, the perfect middle ground. The only game they played, these two teams, with the current lineups, 16-14 on Mirage at IE in Katowice. Yeah. It is just that close. And I think this is going to be a perfect best-of-3 for this semi-final to decide who goes into the grand final.
You could argue that Immortals' route to this point was probably tougher than Fnatic's in the essence that they played Mousesports. Immortals won that 16-6, and then they played SK, of course, their biggest opponents, and they won that 16-10. Yep. Now, Fnatic got taken into that overtime against COG. It was so grueling, but they lost it eventually. Olaf put up a great performance. Gambit managed to, chip ahead a little bit, and then eventually Fnatic won it out. But again, it's a very tough matchup here, and it looks like the Immortals are pumped up for this one. So I'm not going to lie to you guys in the audience and at home. Fnatic need to bring a very good game here. You cannot rest on the Immortals. You wouldn't necessarily put their name side by side with Fnatic, just, on paper. For some reason, I still don't put the Immortals there, but their performance as of late has been huge. And Olaf Meister signaling, I am ready. Fnatic is God, and I will destroy the noobs. That's actually what he said in sign language.
Really nice translation.
Yeah, no worries.
Didn't know you could recycling.
Very into it.
All right, we're getting into the heat of this one. Fnatic versus Immortals. The legendary Swedish lineup. And can see upcoming Brazilians. Bolts in the middle, getting hype. So nice to see Steel as well. Like, he is so happy every single time we see him talk about this, and he's so hyped up all the time.
Now, there's something to be said about home ground teams. Fnatic have the crowd beside them. They do have that additional man. So they're going to need you in this game. So guys and girls in the audience, make sure you support them. Get loud for these guys. We're on Inferno. Fnatic start on the CT side, and the Immortals are going to bring everything they have to take down the Swedish Giants, as now they face off in the first round.
Let's see here what Immortals are going to throw out the bag. Right now, passive hold towards mid, and then one player, that's Steel, going towards the apartments. Just holding it for now. Very passively. Going to give Fnatic anything. And eventually gearing up to the execute.
The thing with Fnatic on this map as well, their T side is so potent, but Luca's going to give Dennis a taste of his own medicine. Known for that pistolero work he can pull off. Not going to have a chance this time. And already a quick play up towards short. There is a man on the site as well. That's Crims. Him being removed means that A is looking vulnerable. They can get that bomb up there and on site. This is clinical from Immortals thus far, taking fights that not necessarily they should always win with those Glocks, but so far, they are looking good.
Very good indeed. And now it's all on the Wonder Child and Flusher. One of the two biggest brands for Fnatic to come back into this, but Lucas is just relentless this round. KNG shuts it down as well. And that's going to be pistol round. Going to the Immortals. With the hype train they're about to start. This pistol round could be what ignites it.
There you go, you can see Lucas there. That was the big kill as well. Removing Crims from the site basically opened up every possibility of just wrapping through on short. And now into this, we will be seeing Immortals with a decent buy, a lot of rifles, only the 2 UMPs, no messing around here. It's a big investment. And on the other side, CZs galore. Known for how good they used to be with these. Always scary watching Fnatic buy this sort of thing up.
Oh yeah.
Dennis playing out of Boiler. Olaf taking contact there. Good work from him. Great damage dealt. And Henny's going to find Dennis, but still, it's all looking pretty good so far. Even getting this sort of damage done, getting to the right bomb site would be great for Fnatic. As long as they can just slowly work them down, hinder some of the approach.
KNG on 13 HP. Those pistols are deadly. And Immortals, of course, playing with caution here, but all of Meister getting good damage done as well. Both Steel and KNG now low on HP. Still a one-man advantage, but damage being dealt by Fnatic, despite being in the harder role weapon-wise.
Yeah. You always feel there's a chance, even if it's just one man standing. Lucas just crouching under the CZ as it sprays down. And Lucas wants more. There are still players towards A, 2 to be precise. Olaf Meister from JW. There goes Olaf, and now JW is the only one to really... Excuse me, no, it's Flusher. Tell a lie. And Flusher will be removed. So far, considering the damage done and the pressure mounted by Fnatic, Immortals are showing a very clean game, a very thought-through sort of process here, playing it very nicely. Fnatic a little quiet off the starting blocks.
I love the fact that, despite Fnatic doing so much damage early on, they still managed to take the wounded players, place them in the back, and then the new players with full HP peek up. Always considering that Even if they lose a single gun, that's a big problem. And taking that in, just having that like belief in the fact that you can always fall behind. This is Fnatic. You always need to be careful, even in rounds when you are supposed to win easily. I think that's what's going to carry them through this game if they're to win it, because Fnatic are a dangerous team, and Immortals need to respect it.
Stack towards B this time for Fnatic. 4 players there. Olaf taking a lot of damage just from the initial spray. Frustrating as ever, but you only have USP, so it's unlikely you're going to do much with this. Seeing how precise Immortals have been in their approach so far, I don't see much happening from this one.
Pretty standard thing on this USP only eco is to stack aside, and usually that is the B bomb side. I think they have a player boosted up in the tree, and so 2 players in that direction, so I would guess so. Yeah, that is true. And now slowly and surely the Immortals players are working their way in.
They didn't manage actually to spell out JW though, so that's pretty decent for him. He gets away with that. Able to do a little bit of damage towards Henny. And now the rest of them start to respond off the back and to play off the contact that JW got, but still they're working down Immortals, and Dennis coming in at the right time to find Henny.
Here we go. KNG, one of the best players in the early parts of their match. He's down to 6 HP, but Lucas comes in, takes the head off JW, and Dennis also low on HP. Tries to do his best, 3v3, but the weaponry and the HP on Fnatic is not looking good, as we know.
No, Bolts and Steel so low, this becomes a real threat. Bolts there, gonna have to handle these guys facing. He could actually time it really well if he does. Just swings around that corner a little further. He would have the shot towards Olaf Meister. He actually didn't take the fight. Olaf took it towards him. This is a phenomenal round from Fnatic. Turning this one on its head. Only USPs, but still, Lucas is sitting pretty on 79 HP. Steel's not in a bad spot, but Lucas there finds Flusher. The game's certainly been noted now. They know where the bomb's going down, but anything to hinder this would be incredibly impressive. What are you doing, Lucas? Dennis! Phenomenal round. 3 kills for him on 4 HP, bearing in mind. And it's Steel in the 1v2. There's no armor on the CTs, so everything's a threat. They can't take those clean fights. They need to be cautious, careful, and play this out smartly. Steel, though, forced off the angle. No kit either. Bomb planted. He spots one. Being toyed with now. Olaf Meister doing the dance, the defuse. It's happening. 4 seconds. Outstanding play from Fnatic. That's the turnaround you want to be seeing for any Fnatic fan out there.
We know that Dennis is good with pistols, but on an eco, he gets it done anyway. Look at that. That is perfect from Dennis, and that is why he's one of those players that you just have to fear, just clicks away, and then with the AK, punishes the mistake from Lucas. Correctly so. Now Fnatic are back.
How many times in the past when Fnatic were during their heyday did we say that if you give Fnatic an inch, they will take a mile?
Exactly.
And that's exactly what happened. Immortals walked into B, didn't particularly check on JW's spot. He gets away with it, dinks up a couple. Dennis comes in, even though low, playing from, I think it was either first or second box. Able to do so much work, and in the end, you go out of place, you lose that concentration for a second. You know you're in trouble. And JW watching the nades as they swing towards him. Takes actually not that much damage considering. Down to only 55, and he's still playing quite actively. Over here, Flusher gonna let the molly burn. Not gonna extinguish it, no need, it's fine. They'll give over the banana control to the Immortals.
Let's see how they're currently setting up. Fnatic, not afraid. Immortals have used a bunch of utility to remove JW for that peak position and take him down to 55 HP, so the question is, if they have enough to take the fight when it comes to that. So far it's looking quite good for them. They're still saving some flashbangs, saving a few smokes. So it's looking doable. KNG trying to open up, and he has impressed me so much this tournament. And if he can continue here in the semi-final, I'm not even sure how far Immortals can go, but it's going to be far, I tell you.
And there it is. What a perfect beginning for him. Finding Dennis is a hefty blow to the Fnatic side. He's having a good game so far. May just be bolstered by the pistol, but still impressive. Crim's watching for the app to play. And right to be so, 3 players about to line up. Flash comes in, Crim's completely blind. They do manage to escape. The follow-up is sublime. They make it out perfectly, and there's the shot to follow. Lucas, that is impressive, as is Bolts, his follow-up, and KNG there to seal the deal. The bomb site's theirs. Flusher playing back into this, near on impossible.
That was so beautiful. That was a perfect flash combination with the short push as well. Like, even the best players in the world, when you see them there getting caught out, if Crims is getting caught out, if Fnatic are getting caught out from a push onto A, then you know it's masterful. Absolutely perfect from them. And Lucas on 8-1, KNG on 5-1. Immortals are looking strong. But this is Inferno. This is Fnatic's map choice. There's still many around to go. Flusher will save the ult, bring it into the next round. Let's see how they're going to do with that. Not in a position where he can be taken out right now, so he's definitely going to save.
3-1. So far, so good for the Immortals. And this is the opener from KNG. And I don't think we got to see the follow-up. There it is, just beating JW to the punch, a rarity.
Yeah.
JW is a man who is certainly quick on the trigger. 2 orbs, though, into purchase.
Oh, this is dangerous. Ballsy moves coming out Fnatic early on. 2 pistols, 2 orbs, and 1 M4. Missing some utility as well. 2 of the players don't really have full utility also, so they are banking on getting some frags early on or just holding in a crossfire whenever the push comes. Let's see if they can make it happen. Nope.
God, again!
KNG again opening up bomb sides. And he's such a good aggressive T-side opener. Just as JW is now, or was back in the heyday, just opening up sides and KNG just making it work. That was just a pistol gone. They still have the 3 weapons.
And even if they noted that they took down a pistol, that almost baits them into not being in the right mindset for the rest of these guns coming in here. Dennis has got the AWP. He's playing off the back of the kind of wrap side here at the moment. Dennis waiting to see if anyone would dare come through that smoke. One is KNG's looking for his next victim. So far, he's been outstanding. A shining beacon of light for the Immortals, boys. Not quite aware of where Crims is, but Crims does only have a P250, but again, if they get close, he can play into it. It's more about information as well. He's kind of the warning signal to allow Dennis to put his attention there. And ooh, lovely work from Crims, getting down bolts, and that might give away the game. JW now chimes in for one for himself, and it's a 4v2. All looking good for Fnatic. A questionable investment. It was risky at best, and it's worked out and then some. KNG, fight all you like, it doesn't matter. Fnatic are here, and they're doing some work.
Crims really doing work there. With the pistol coming in, I have to put it as well on Mr. Dennis himself, buying the AWP and putting it to work after his teammate died early on. But look at that. That is a perfect angle from Crims, and then dances around the carriage, picks up another one. P250, obviously better than any investment the terrorists can make.
Definitely.
But Crims is also pretty strong, so that also helps out.
Okay, we might have a little round restart coming through on these, so that might be a second, but we can kind of recap a little bit of what's been happening. But it's been the crazy rounds that Fnatic are winning. It was the pistol round at the start when they're literally on USPSs, and they won that with the B-stack.
Yeah.
And then this one, an incredibly risky investment. You had the double AWP, 1 M4, and then 2 players on a pistol. Now, for Fnatic, it's tough to go for that, but if you're believing in yourself as individuals, and you can deliver, then this is why we see them able to achieve this sort of power in the way they play. It's terrifying. But even they said in those interviews just beforehand, JW saying we weren't that happy with our individual performances. And if you throw your mind back when they're in their heyday, they always felt they could always come back from a situation no matter what, because they could all depend on each other having those crazy games at any given point. So for them, if they've been building towards this, it gets very, very scary for anyone playing against them.
Yeah, definitely. Also, if you take that fact and put it on the fact that Olofmeister is playing, still coming back into his glory days. He's not there yet, because before his injury, he was the best player in the world. But he's making his way back into that position. We saw him in the game earlier this tournament, in the overtime where he was up against Kusta. He was doing a good job. Not exactly besting Kusta, but still playing a marvelous game. And if Olofmeister can get back into gear, Dennis with the pistols get back into gear.
Yeah.
What can happen? Fnatic, they could be ready for another era of domination. But first, they have to take care of the Immortals.
Again, the nades come through. JW catching it every time.
He's losing 50 HP every time. 60, 40 HP.
Just hoping they fall out of favour with that habit they've gotten so far. They've used it every single time they've had the money to do so. And again, they do get banana control.
Yeah, I like that. That's a really nice way as a T to play that banana, because that's a big problem, especially on the T side here of Inferno, how you play that banana, how you take that top banana of control. And now they have it. 3 players situated there. Smokes are going down. They can go into the bomb site right now.
JW looks like he wants to play through that smoke. Flush is going to go and basically find information here, but they are working their way up. Henny's already in the corner. KNG gets above it, so he's above the smoke, and Flusher just knows this. He feels the game so well, and there it is. So they're going to be kind of forced off this, kind of escorted away a little bit. JW plays back in, so he's going to get good information. They might have backed, slightly further down. Don't read into it just yet, but he has the angle.
See him walking back, and now on banana again. JW waiting patiently. That setup comes. Question is, do they want to execute on it? It's looking like it right now, so here we go.
They don't have much else left in the bank here. KNG goes down first. And then the flashes are great. You're seeing them being hindered. The approach is now limited. Oh, but Steel's just going to break in here. Flusher, though, right at the back. Plays it out from the new box. Not so new anymore, but still, he's buying time with the bombs down in a far from ideal place for the Immortals. And time is ticking, and it runs out on them. It's Fnatic again, building another on the board.
Fans in the crowd definitely liking this one. What a game we have on our hands here. Already now. Tight as ever. As Immortals are forced into the P250s. Fnatic are still buying almost to the end of their money. So they are not in a good spot just yet. They're making it happen. JW with the tag. Great.
Lovely.
Damage with utility as well. Forcing them to not be able to run through this Molotov. Second Molotov coming in as well. They have to wait out. Even the nade comes in, takes one out. KNG on 8 HP. The rest around the 50 mark, so banana push completely stopped.
It's a really nice synergy as well on that B-bomb site. A lot of discussions were put in when you started to see Crim's not playing the kind of solo sides, and is this actually a good change? Is this, you know, something to maybe look at? But right now you can see the kind of synergy between JW and Flusher. Even just the timing on the molly to allow, you know, JW freedom to back away. Brilliantly done. And a very active hold towards middle as well. Dennis and Olofmeister both actively watching this. Not just playing a passive angle, they want these fights. Oh, the good old mouse jump every single time. And Dennis again going to run in and should shut down. There it is.
So only one casualty there on the Fnatic side. Done by the P250s of Immortals. So it's probably as they would expect. 4-3 is the scoreline, and Immortals once again having the money to buy up, but not a complete buy. They are still missing the last 5-10% in order for me to call it a perfect one. JW still on the AWP, of course. Dennis this time around on the M4.
Ooh, maybe looking for a quick shot down Banana. Forced off that. You can see the deep nades finally coming through. There was the additional man escort basically down there. JW could have had the support then on Banana, but they both back away from
this. This is actually really interesting because they take the banana, try to take the banana control, or at least make their presence known, and then rotate 2 players back. And right now they're not really taking positions. They're just finding out how they want to play this A bomb side and leaving one man on that B bomb side. That's Russian.
Now playing up on the balcony. Legend, I guess Fnatic showing that, hey, we want the banana control, maybe we put an additional player there, and then stacking over towards A. Nice little kind of counter piece almost. Really getting into the heads of the Immortals, but firepower plenty still with the Brazilian boys here. A couple of flashes, smoke or two, but JW has the angle, and he spots nothing but a shoulder, but that's all he needs. KNG left in pieces as he backs away towards CT. Olofmeister next in line, he wants to go at the crown. And he spots out one, gets spray down, and Henny just falls. He goes anti-flash, expecting maybe some help there, but it wasn't the case, as now Steel has an opportunity to work through apps. We're going to see if the pressure can really mount. Bombs, though. Winning out on B could have been interesting there, but the bomb's stuck towards Library.
There we go. 2 players in pit, 1 in CT. Oh, Fnatic. Colt and Lucas both remaining, and Lucas making good work taking out Crims, and now we have to remember, JW's on 19 HP, but Lucas is on 4. So everyone is hurt apart from Dennis in this round.
And then
B-bomb side is completely open, so Fnatic have to decide, do they want to play retake or not?
And Bolts didn't know there was only one man still playing on B. And you can see that JW obviously didn't know that either, so he was so hyper aware that someone could push up towards CT. Look how meticulously he's checking these angles. Yeah. So both players basically assuming the worst of the situation there, but neither of them were in those sort of predicaments. So the bomb goes down, and actually with all that additional time, the Immortals get great after-plant positions, and they need it. Lucas only on 4 HP, you've got to be ready for this. Double stacking together towards those ruins. Dennis gets a free walk up here.
He can check the entire side. Oh, he's going straight for the ruins. Let's see if he can catch the first one. No, Lucas! Once again.
The
3 kills.
Save. He's got to go.
Yeah, definitely. There's no reason to go in here. But what a round from Lucas. He's on 13-4 right now.
Yeah, Lucas is having a game. Definitely. Sometimes when you just feel it, you just feel it. There's nothing, you know, you can write up about it, but that's good work from him. And considering the situation they were getting themselves in, that start that JW had, you know, that great pick towards KNG, I started to think, all right, that's theirs, but that's Lucas finding his way around. He was left in that horrible predicament where he was basically the only guy towards A. He was one player already broken through towards B. He was like, I need to get here so badly, 4 HP, but he makes it through. Now the buys pretty shoddy for Fnatic. They can still get the double AWP, but then they have to make up with all the lack of utility they would have had with a full rifle by buying that UMP.
On the other side of things, Steel has opted to go for a Tech 9 in order to balance the money out. And I actually don't mind going one Tech 9 if you can play the economical game and get more advantages later on in the game. Especially if the rest of the team is fully bought up and you get all the utility you need. And also, Steel isn't having the best of games, so it's probably not too bad. It's not going to be the deciding factor, I think, in this round.
And he wants the angle. He's going to grab that and get away. The pickpocket picks up JW. So well done. Such a quick hit. KNG also succeeding over by Apps is perfect. That's going to split the defense so badly. Flusher trying to bait out the noise. Falls back to the first boxes.
Okay.
Oh, the rap's going to be horrible, though. If Bolts gets all the way around Ruins, just checks towards the site. I think, yeah, Flush is aware this is a possibility. So smart.
This guy knows. Let's see if he can make it happen. Yes, he will. Flush it. What a guard. Now the push comes onto the banana. They are aware of his position, or the position he lastly had, and know he can't cross yet.
Oh, the timing on the flash could have been perfect, but the pre-fire, as soon as that flash came in, it was like, I'm just going to spray and hope, and it worked out so well. So Flusher gets removed, but it allows a little bit of a play back in for Olofmeister. Molly comes in, he's forced to run through it, he's going to... What? That looks so close to being on. The bomb's now planted. One new box, one dark, and I think the player planted just went in towards that little mini pit. He did. Crim's going to find him, but Lucas plays out, swings out on it, and it's just Crim's now in a 1v2. Bomb is ticking. No kit to hand for him yet. He has to dig these players out of these burrowed-in holes. They do not want to leave. Sprays in, not going to get it. Spots the other, though.
This is impossible.
And they switch up position. That's tough for Crims.
Yeah.
He has no information on this. He's going to have to back out of this one any second now, as really the Immortals are playing a very good game.
That is just perfectly played by the Immortals. And despite having just just a couple of UMPs, they make it work here. The utility, really important, and they make it work. Getting into the bomb side, holding after plant positions. But we have to appreciate what Flusher did there, because that was not, like, not a normal player would not be able to figure that out and just get that frag and hold the bomb site for that long. But Flusher is just doing Flusher things. Now, full eco coming out of Fnatic. Immortals probably going to be gifted the 6-4 lead on the T side here.
We know what happens to the CT's money when this game goes back and forth like it does. Oh, Dennis! To the face. It's gotta hurt. Nice to get some info, but yeah, you know what it's like for a CT side when you win and lose rounds. It's just a bit sporadic. Your money just gets completely ruined. But we know that Fnatic can operate in those kind of less than ideal situations, in those environments. They are still pretty diligent, to say the very least. Steel's going to be called off here, yeah. Crims doesn't miss a beat.
Yeah, Crims with the P250 has been on point so far. Flusher coming in with the Deagle as well, and now it's all of a sudden a 3v3. AK being picked up by Flusher, AK picked up by Crims. No armor though, but still. I would like one of them to throw out the Deagle to Olofmeister now. It's too late.
Yeah, Flusher just not mindset towards the right timing, then gets caught out just, you know, jumping around, not expecting bolts to be up there that fast. Olofmeister does have a rifle, so that's not a bad little bit of a silver lining to the round. The bomb will go down, of course, for Immortals, and the round is theirs. But the damage done, a gun recovered. Fnatic make the best of a very bad situation.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is a fine round considering how they started out with the minimal investment they had. 2 kills denying 2 weapons, so Immortals picking an AK up for Olofmeister as well. And I think that they had a chance of doing even better with the 2 players pushing into CT, but sadly Bolts came in and got the double frag and just caught them off before they could get into the positions they wanted. And nonetheless, Olof lives to fight another day as Immortals go up 6-4. And they have no intention of hunting him here. I just want to focus on getting these three weapons out and bolstering their economy, because it's not perfect just yet. It's fine, but it's not perfect.
It has been quite back and forth. This game has been close. Even in the rounds where Fnatic invest almost minimal amounts, they're still making it quite costly for the Immortals. So you're seeing this throughout the economy Bolt. So the quick play towards CT was a smart move from him to be able to get that ground, deny any play back in. But a good buy will come out from the Immortals, excuse me, but the investment is still becoming limited.
Yes.
They have nothing really in the bank. Bolts is fine, but everyone else, you know, 150 there. Fnatic know that they're not far behind. It's just, you know, you're feeling a little bit under strain now.
Let's see how this one's going to play out. Surely one of the more important rounds as getting to round 11 of the first half. This is where Start usually to see separation between the two teams. Penny trying to close range orb with the smoke. Actually not far off. But still doesn't hit anything, doesn't do the damage. Set up currently towards A. Our Immortals. Slowly taking apartment control, which is one of the first steps in order to do this split A execute.
I guess you can say the problem is, though, that with the play down banana coming in as it is, they see nothing there, so you're getting a good read. Unless Immortals back away last minute and go for that switch towards B, Fnatic are going to be able to cheat over that player. They can pull one player over towards A, double stack towards Arch. You can see the flash come out on the play. This is a lovely piece, actually, so far, but Crims is having none of it. One already, but he gets overwhelmed, outnumbered, and the playthrough Boiler is perfect. The Immortals are looking so good here. Bomb goes in, and it's retake town. Flusher ahead of the rest. Waiting on JW a touch slows down the pace a little, but there's a player so close holding the off angle towards Quad. He chases that down, and now there's only 2 men here. One graveyard and one on the side.
And JW with a 1v2 to clutch. He knows the position of one of them, almost gets the kill. And doesn't have a nade though, so he can't take him out just yet. Oh, decides to go for the save. They almost lined up for him. That was milliseconds away from him firing off that bullet and getting both of them. But no cigar in the end.
How dare you do this?
But to be honest, like, that was a really, really nice execute coming out of Immortals. I like the way when you do like the 3-1 or 4-1 split, where you go into one position, and then just a second before you throw out the flashbang, and then push the one man out and take the attention. I mentioned this in one of the other games here. When you do that, when you get the timing perfect, no one can do anything against it.
No, you're very, very accurate. And Fnatic love that. If you ever watch Fnatic play on this map, on their T side, they have so many explosive plays through like Boiler, apps. Very hard to handle or be aware that it's happening, so keep your eyes on that on the T side. But for now, they need a couple more rounds on the board. If Fnatic don't really pick up much more than this, considering the rounds they won were those kind of crazy ones with pistols, they weren't like both in a good situation with money, and it's an even back and forth. Fnatic haven't really won that many of those. It's been those quirky rounds that are quite hard to, quantify. But for now, they are down to the pistols, and they've won 2 of these rounds, I think, where it's just those kind of investments into upgraded pistols or only on that USPS. So for them, they need these rounds quite badly.
See if they can continue to do damage, and yes, Dennis will, the pistol master, picks up another victim. Now picks up the AK as well, and he was the one with armor as well. So smoke, armor, and an AK. It's almost like a full buy. But Dennis, since of course he's against AK, so head armor doesn't really do any difference. One of them has picked up the M4 though. That's Steel. Crims trying to edge his way in with the P250, does a bunch of damage. So close to get the kills there, but he's just holding it. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Flusher and Dennis.
Dennis, though, gonna find another. That racks him up to 2. And now it's just Flusher. Bomb is going his way, and you always feel there's a problem. There's a threat when it's Flusher. That's 1. And now these 2 last players. Oh! Flusher! What a moment to shine! And KNG quaking in his boots. One more hit from Flusher. Surely he's playing the time. Flusher backs away. He's testing the patience. KNG fakes it. No! It falls apart! Flusher had it all. And he went for it, and KNG outdoes him.
A deagle and a dream. And that dream was shattered in the end. So close for Flusher to bring that one home. But once again, Fnatic on only pistols. They are a constant nuisance and a constant threat to the life of Immortals. And they're getting closer and closer every single time to the round win. And yeah, that's heartbreaking. KNG, though, ice cold. Doesn't really care that Flusher is trying to do the impossible and just locks him down.
Yeah, now we're getting to that territory where Fnatic, to feel comfortable going into that second half, I feel that you need every other round, really. Immortals are building. They're building momentum. They're building individual power. Even though, yeah, it's close rounds, they're winning them, though. It gets to the point where as much as close rounds are good for your economy and blah, 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 the point is they kind of need them on the board here. And this is Fnatic's map choice. Still, this could be the smoke that falls perfectly either towards CT Arch or the one slightly shorter towards Short itself. Backs away from that. Maybe just going to hold for a second. There's still a smoke up in toward mid. And they wait patiently. There's a double stack, if not triple almost, towards quad side. Smoke goes in. And that is just the short smoke coming through. Now that's great for them. That will allow them freedom to play into this. But Olafmeister is here with the orb. And you have Dennis kind of playing, not necessarily anti-flash, but he doesn't really show in that corner until he wants to turn. So again, if Olafmeister gets contact, he can play out of it, or vice versa. See how they play it up. Already, here comes the flash, here comes the smokes, and Dennis spots them all. 1, 2, he goes for the spray. No third to follow, though. But Olofmeister is there in support, ready and willing. And now it looks for his second this round. Not to be claimed just yet, but there. The pistol finally comes through. And Fnatic give themselves the buoyancy they need in this round.
Yeah, and they need to build in this now, because as we know, Inferno, very well-balanced map, slight advantage to the CTs. This is their map choice as well. They're on the slightly stronger side, but they already lost a half. They need to now be in damage control mode, get the 7 rounds, and then win the pistol. Now, this is going to be really dangerous because you don't want to go into a best of 3 and lose your own map to begin with. Immortals, thanks to that round from Fnatic, are now forced on a scrappy buy, which could be the entry into that magical 7 number of rounds for Fnatic, which they need for the rest of this half.
Meister going down. Flash towards middle, just keeping the Wolves at bay. As the Immortals do encroach towards the B site, creeping up his bolts. Outdone by Flusher, running from the sandbags. His presence being shown as Henny spams like a champion towards quad. And Lucas waits to explode out to it as well. 1 smoke left towards Steel, so when that gets put into play, you can imagine that might be the hit coming through. There's 4 players stacked here for Fnatic towards that A bomb site.
Rotation coming in, only 1 player on that B bomb site. Fnatic has to rotate right now, and the rotate has commenced. But nothing yet. Immortals are toying with them.
This is great, though. It's caused 2 additional players head towards B again, and then now you're seeing them run back. They might have heard that step or 2, maybe Dennis here in the steps down banana. But he's going to hold passive towards CT Arch. They can't really wrap without him seeing. We'll see how far they get more than anything. But the problem is, especially in this situation, it plays well to retakes, but also holding this site. It's very hard to dig people out of the double pit position. Dennis going to adjust. Goes around to his library. They're going to hear it. The flash, what? The flash was perfect, and Henny still gets the kill. But this plays in Olofmeister. Now he's got info. But this is uncomfortable. They can run over on Graveyard. He still fights his way out. Another big kill for him. And the swing and not a miss. Olofmeister, that AWP is absolutely deadly.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Olofmeister on point. And as we talk about win conditions on the stream, this is one of them. Olof needs to be on point. Him and Flusher are the 2 hard hitters from Fnatic, and they need to be on point, both of them. Dennis, one of these players that can step up here now, is doing that so far. If they can double that up with Olof, they have a real chance. Last round of the first half, quick push banana.
Oh, the nade, and through the wall. From bad to worse, the spray comes in. Flusher, it's all his. 4 kills to close out the half, and Fnatic, we put them a task. We say you've got to get all the last rounds in this game to feel comfortable going to the second half, and there they go. Turn up when it matters and deliver a good recovery from those boys.
That was a really nice round, despite, of course, it only being a pistol, but JW with the shot through the wall, and then Flusher with the 1 mag spray, getting 4 kills. We'll see that in Frag movie soon, surely.
Can only hope so. The main point now is, for the Immortals, they had a good start to this. They had a good hand in this game. But this is the sort of matchup you expect it to be this close. You expect every round to be hard fought for, whether it be just onto USPSs, whether it be a full purchase, it doesn't matter. These 2 teams are fighting for a place in the finals for a chance of what you can see there. This is what it comes down to, a very, very grueling battle that's about to commence.
Yeah, it's been a long time without a trophy for Fnatic. And Immortals always in the shadow of their big brother of SK Gaming. The same thing, they want to have that tournament win. Want to be able to call themselves champions.
Fnatic, what a moment. If they could do it in front of their home crowd as well. It'd mean so much to these guys, so.
Fnatic at DreamHack in general, just the amount of times I've seen them, even back when they were called Epsilon, before they were called Fnatic, now I'm going really far back, they have been here so many times.
All right, second half. Immortals now on the CT side. Fnatic on the T side. Let's see the plan. Normally it's quite concise, quite quick, quite a bit of a hit and a half, but so far, caution. KNG gets a little dinked up, got to back away from that. I think it was Olofmeister who's trying to have a fight with.
Flusher, team captain, with the smoke and the flash. Getting ready to set this up. Smoke surely for CT, and flash just over when they want to execute. Nope, not for CT. And this is perfect for the setup that Immortals have.
Oh, that flash to follow? I like it. It gets your Glocks to range, your guns to bear. But Henny still finds one on the way out, but the wrap comes in, and now Fnatic applying pressure like a vice squeezing towards B. The bomb's going to go down, and the Immortals are going to be left scratching their head. That was a lovely plan.
I'll touch more upon it when the round is over. Still, Steel and KNG alive in this one. 2v3. This is doable. KNG only on 15 HP, though. Still has the kit. So it's not like they need to push in right now. They still have some time to play with.
Not much, but... Oh, no.
Yeah, okay.
Well, Steel. It's gone from... Oh, it's possible to... Oh, God, not this. All right. Fnatic have the time now. They know it. They can just sit in. That's a bit of a rail gun of a shot. Dennis's head rolls. Still, do you need another one of those, please? Nah. Backs away. If you can keep him locked to the side, that'd be lovely. I don't know if he's going to be able to get away with that. He's going to just run off now. Still has the kit. Still dies, but it cost them both their life as well.
Yeah, definitely. So what I'm thinking here is that I think Jumpy might have been looking at how Immortals set up a CT on this map. And I think this is a sign that he's seen, because usually you want to normally smoke off CT because you play one side, one CT. But that smoke was perfect for the setup that they had, that double stack around coils, and then the flash timing coming in also. What a pistol round for Fnatic, and that was just perfect. 2 pieces of utility, in my opinion, decided that take was going to be good or not.
Fnatic looking like they've been doing their homework. Jumpy, proving, again, waiting gold at this point for these guys. As now we are at 8-8. Fnatic have the good purchase. CT side down to the CZs, P250s, a UMP for Steel, but no armor.
It's going to be a hard one. And we said, Fnatic, you need to get on 7, you need to win the pistol, and then take it from there. Look what they've done. Exactly that. Now it's Bolts and the boys to play up close with pistols. Just as Fnatic did in the first half.
Decent damage done. Bit of a spam from the P250, just hoping that you get a connection, a dink would be awesome, but not always the case. And oh, Steel, hold your nerve, be patient. If he just waits, holds an off angle, he might be in a good spot here, but JW just gets fed. Easy kill for him.
Now, execute onto A. Is the plan, and it's just Bolts right now, and he can do nothing against the power of the MAC-10. Just mows him up, takes him down.
And yeah, the last 3 players for Immortals, pretty far away. You've got armor on Lucas, so he might just keep hold of that. I can imagine he's just going to stay by Nubox. A couple of upgraded pistols, you're not going to get much more at the end of the day, so if you can get an exit, awesome. It's kind of unlikely, though.
Yeah. He's looking for it now, seeing if anyone wants to peek. No one wants to peek, and then rotate into a more defensive posture. Make sure you don't give them extra free money. And that's the thought right here coming out of Immortals. Of course, they're saving the pistols here. They can take them into the next round as well, but you don't want to give Fnatic any more than they currently have. And you see Dennis, he's on the hunt exactly for this, because he knows they're only on pistols. He can afford to die. This MAC-10 doesn't matter, but if he can take a bunch of money and take that into the next round, it's going to help them going further in the game, but he is taken out. Nice one, Henny.
Not even going to push for the gun. Just holds like, I don't trust it. They're up to something. Anyway, for Fnatic, this is good. This is, going through the motions of being perfectly happy with how this is going so far. Want to get yourself going on your own map, considering this is their choice. And we're starting to look a little good, I guess, for Immortals. You get a little worried. You're like, you don't want Fnatic to come into their own map choice and then drop out quite substantially. You want a close game, feel competitive, no matter what the scoreline is. At least then you feel okay. But if you lose on your own map quite drastically, that's when things go badly wrong mentally. But for now, they're perfectly fine. Leading now, 9-8.
See here, definitely an advantage utility and weapons-wise for Fnatic. Well, Lucas is the only real threat coming out of Immortals. The rest only on pistols and nothing else. But Fnatic, they're aware of this, and they're aware of the damage that pistols close range can do. So they're not taking stupid battles, just waiting out, making sure they're gonna get the high percentage duels. And JW might be caught off guard now. Yep. Surely this will be a kill. Oh, he was spotted. So not. That's not lucky from Steel.
And Lucas is just like, oh, this sucks. I'm just stuck here, aren't I? God, Fnatic are doing Fnatic things to my team, and I'm just staring at this wooden plank.
That's his new best friend.
Yeah. Draw a little face on it. A couple of eyes, smiley face. You're all good.
Reference game on point.
Mm-hmm. Fnatic though, just hunting him down. You can see them doing this. The bomb's like slow. Look how cautious they are with this.
Yeah, and they're very meticulous as well. They're just checking every single corner. That's the timing though from Lucas. He hears the step, knows that one of them has to be there. And Lucas, this is how good he is with the pistol. You can never count him out. He's now on a UMP-45, gets spotted. AK in hand. Goes for the battle and dies out. JW, of course, going to switch that UMP-45 out for an AK. And they're going to bring the weapons onto the next round. But this is... The timing is so unlucky because he just spotted the edge of him there. And JW just holding. All right. Time to shine for the Immortals. Double up setup. KNG, the hero of day one for them. Without any utility. Henny with some. Fnatic on the AK and UMP buy. No utility on Flush either. And low HP is just burning away. Slight advantage here for the CTs.
You really need those AWPs to come up good for Immortals so far. It's becoming a bit of a Fnatic show. JW sees the smoke go down. Is tempted to maybe go for a little bit of a wander. Sprays in, sees everyone's close by. They're not. They did back away from the balcony ledge this time. Let's see what Fnatic have up their sleeves. 3 mollies still into play. You've got to feel that could work very nicely towards A if you want to put them towards pit, towards site. Then again, B, you can litter that bomb site with it as well. Push people out of the new box spot. From dark, plenty of options. 1 molly, though, so far put into play, and that's down towards pit.
Right, let's see how this goes. Only 1 smoke to hold back the incoming terrorists, and that's on Henny. And then a bunch of flashbangs to counter flash whenever Fnatic goes for the bomb sites. 3 smokes on the T sides and 2 Molotovs as well, so utility-wise, I'm sure who I'm putting my money on.
And he's holding. I'm not sure if the molly's going to go far enough. It does kind of obscure his vision, but he's holding strong for now. It plays in Lucas well, but now Henny needs to do more. Smokes off the right, looks to the left, and that's Olofmeister. Very low HP, but still stands. 9 HP is enough for him, apparently. And now bomb going in. With a switch up of weaponry. Olofmeister so low, it makes sense for him to have the AWP.
Yes.
And KNG going to play back in. No kits left on the Immortals side, though. I'm not sure if there's one down maybe on the side, or they just purely do not have one. The adjustment not there this time for KNG. It plays off well, but JW then takes the fight as he's left dazed and stunned, and the last 2 players have no step towards this site now.
Can't grab the AWP here. Bolt's going to try his luck. JW is not going to punish him. It's going to be Bolt to take that 1 frag, and they're rotating away with 2 weapons. Olofmeister will survive with 5 HP. And, yeah. The problem is, when you come in as CT and you have that AWP, as KNG did, and you're trying to go for the opening peak, and you miss the adjustment on the first one, you have to either be very, very ready for the second frag coming in, or you have to go back into hiding. If you're out in the middle of it, and a player like JW can just peek out, then you're just done, because you're looking at the wrong place. You're probably scoped in as well. And look at that. That's the easiest kill in the world for JW.
Both coaches keeping tabs over the team, and Immortals still close by. The squadline's not completely spiraled away yet. We haven't seen the timeout coming through.
If they lose this one, I would take the timeout if I was sack their coach, because this has been too many rounds in a row. If they take this buy round as well, Molotov not working out.
It's getting pretty, it's not. I think dire is the wrong word, but it is starting to get troublesome.
Yeah.
For the Immortals, they haven't seemed to have an easy answer yet. They're kind of being outdone on all fronts, really. A couple of close rounds here or there, but success over both sides of the map for Fnatic kind of makes you feel that you're just kind of getting outplayed a little bit. So again, Immortals, let's see if you can do a little bit of damage this round.
And it seems like Fnatic have warmed up after a slow start on their CT side. Is that where they're usually good at? Now they're on the T side and they're warmed up and they control the pace. It's working out for them. JW constantly a nuisance for the Brazilians, and just holding the angle slowly, stepping back and forth, and now forced back with the Molotov.
Did take a lick of damage there, so I'm not sure if they heard it. They could have done. Steel's close enough by, they might have heard that, but it may give nothing away at this point. They don't have to commit anywhere just yet. The time's still pretty decent.
It's actually quite weird how defensive Immortals are holding this A-bomb side. They are gifting the entire mid to Fnatic for free. One player holding very defensively with an AWP here, that's KNG. If he gets smoked out, it's going to be very hard for him to hold, but that smoke doesn't cover him completely. But now the push comes onto the B-bomb site. One player still holding them.
Time is becoming a factor. Look at it, down to 10 seconds now. This is getting a bit ridiculous. Anytime bought is brilliant, but even better is kills. And look at Lucas right in the back. Stop the bomb plant. You basically got the round. Fnatic leaving too little too late. What is going on here? And there it is. Crims will at least get an AWP away, but a very patient played out round. And you were saying how defensive Immortals are. Now, a little bit of something to that. I remember speaking to Dupree about how they feel when they face up against the likes of Fnatic or FaZe, these teams who love to get the picks and play like that. You kind of have to play very deep into the sites. You allow them to get picks, you allow them to get that pick style heavy bases. You give them so many opportunities to then split you up, and they're actively looking for fights everywhere on that T side. So I don't mind it from Immortals. The problem is, as you said, they can get smoked out. They can get like so overwhelmed if they get the incorrect read. But if so far that's their answer, it's not a bad plan. And this could have been a big start for KNG. A tag is all he gets, but he's pretty all right with that.
Yeah, definitely. Does the damage there from the aggressive position, and Henny takes down all of them. And flushing out with the AWP. Took that one from his teammate's dead body. Against the double up setup, it's now being switched back onto Mr. Wonderchild himself. Let's see if he can bring that old school JW style back with it. 14 HP, you have to go balls to the wall pretty much, because there's no reason of trying to play it safe with 14 HP and an AWP.
Flush is just making up the smoke as he goes. He'll just look at various leaves like, no, if I pretend this is a lineup, Red is going to be all over it.
That man just knows like 7 smokes from that position. I'm not even kidding.
But I like this. They're doing the same smoke as before, where they smoke up like the first close boxes, and again put pressure towards the back. But this is an angle that Henny can find and work with. Yeah, really nicely done. Only Crims to already bite back, but Henny still stands, and Crims is screwed here.
All right, this has been a very, very impressive round coming out of Immortals, and a very good point for them to have this kind of round, because they were looking a bit shabby, let's say it. And now they've come back with 2 rounds in a row. This last one has been very impressive, only losing 2 players. Could have probably only lost 1 if they played it a bit more defensively. But now the confidence is back in their camp after maybe doubting themselves a little bit. And it's 10 to 11 now.
The double AWP working well. Something that's brought up on the desk as well. It's a big factor of when these guys get going with those AWPs. It's very hard to break through for Fnatic. We didn't necessarily expect to see it in this map as the big factor, but it's certainly becoming a bit of an issue. Now Fnatic going to be taking over second mid, one down the bottom of normal mid, which is Olafmeister. In towards Nami goes. Going to have to back away from that and find a new angle.
Oh. Kenji's just trying to take the hard shots right now. And it's not always the best choice to have that millimeter pixel spot with the AWP when you're holding that angle or going for the Nam. Here we go.
This looks like the explosive quad play that Fnatic like to do. It's very, very good. Let's have a little watch of this. Yeah, you can see those. Look at the flashes. They're absolutely perfect. There's that late follow-up one. Bolts is screwed as well. Steel, though, somehow staying alive as long as he did. Able to find 2. But Fnatic have a great bit of pace to this. Olafmeister on the wrap there, pinching the back as Lucas just gets that knife wedged between the shoulder blades. And Henny trying to find his way back in. But I think he's limited on options and limited on time. And he's going to get out of there with that AWP.
Yeah, he's saving the AWP armor utility for the next round. And nice, as you say, explosive, as we know Fnatic. Coming onto the A-bomb side. Nice round from them. And just in general, having a good game. We clearly see that Dennis is looking fine in this game. Getting 2 kills this round in general, also topping the scoreboard for his team. You know, it's always nice to see Dennis have such great games. It's kind of like Dennis is unleashed when he's not playing that hyper-focused role, when he has to figure everything out and call everything out because Flush is the one getting all the smokes ready. Of course, they're helping each other out. It's not like one of them is the 100% like Karrigan or Existence type of leader. But still, I feel like Dennis can be unleashed if he's focused on his fragging ability.
Oh, that's so good as well. He's so sick with every pistol.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's just like everything he can do. Double AWP still into play here. KNG and Henny on that. Bit of a buy around it. It's not good. There's only 1 molly. There's no kits. You know, Bolts has literally a deagle. It's not what you dream of as a player, but again, I love the depth that Fnatic have shown already, that they can do a lot of these kind of faster plays coming through. They have that slow, patient piece as well. There's a lot of new looks to Fnatic.
Yeah, because back in the day, Fnatic were known for that really aggressive style. Just get up in the face of the opponents, just run and gun, and just not have that many strategies, but just a lot of defaults that really work out with the pace and timings. But now they're adding more skills and more things into their repertoire. And we're seeing is in this game, they can both play slow and play fast, and they know how to do it and when to change that pace to screw up their opponents. Because Immortals are not playing a bad game. Fnatic are just playing really, really well right now.
Steal. Flash to try to... Crims! Not going to let him get away with that. KNG still relevant to this round though, playing out of library as the rest kind of ready themselves to get around through quad. Now they don't know if the orb's here, maybe in graveyard or pit. It's not. They make it around just fine. It's Bolt sitting in the kind of, I guess, corner right tucked in on the side, just on the box. So if they do go for a plant without checking, or if they're just a little lackluster, that's where the threat comes in. KNG does land it towards Dennis. That's big. That plays in Bolt. And now the last two remainders gonna have to dig incredibly deep here. Crims and Olafmeister, hard to play back into this. Smoke goes in. Now they're like, oh no it won't. KNG through the smoke. And now a follow-up as well. That's the KNG again that we saw not too long ago. Destroying, who was it? Was it Mouse Sports? He actually wrecked
pretty much everyone he's played against.
That is actually very true. He does get away with some crazy things, and again he's showing that here.
But also the game sense and the timing sense of that one, that's just perfect, because you know the smoke is going to pop down. You have around a second.
Yeah.
Some players just tend to wait a bit longer, but KNG knows exactly what's going on in the minds of Fnatic. Shuts him down. Brings Immortals one round from tying this game up. And right now, just pistols on a couple of the Fnatic players. Henny picking one up. That's Flusher going down on that banana. Molotov's burning him to death.
He's still there as well, holding this angle.
Holding this angle.
Olafmeister might need a flash in for this. I don't know how he intends to get past.
They're waiting for the rest of the team.
Yeah, here comes a high flash. That will blind Henny. He's going to have to back off the angle now and play from a new way.
Oh, yeah, okay. Lucas is holding. That's why he's taking his time and rotating onto the best angle possible. Because if the terrorists were pushing in, he would have been caught. But he has his teammate Lucas to hold him up. And now the Molotov's coming in. Smokes as well. Utility being put towards that B bomb side. But still, 3 players there. Or 1 player on the side, 2 in CT.
A little bit of damage as they do cross through, but they do make it to the side, and that's where the threat begins, because those Tech Knights and those TZs become incredibly relevant.
Yeah, exactly.
As does the UMP. They have 1 smoke left on Olafmeister, so they can put down towards CT if they want, block off one of the 2 approaches, and smother the others. Immortals fighting back in with 5, but they do have Molly still up. That's where it gets a bit problematic for Fnatic. There's no real safe corners here. 1 Molly goes in, 1 flash to follow. Crims turns that. Still okay. And alright, time starting to take it. Burning alive is 1 though. Henny puts Dennis out of his misery more than anything. They check towards Dark. There's still 2 alive though. And Olafmeister gets away with it. No one checks on him. This plays in JW. And again he strikes and looks for more. He gets it. 3 kills, but he needs the 4th. The clock is ticking. And it's going to be Henny, but no time available. Olafmeister playing out of his skin.
What a round. Individual performances from Henny and from Olaf, but in the end it's going to be a Fnatic round. The bomb explodes and the Meister's back on home turf in Sweden. Olaf just makes it happen. This is a beautiful replay, by the way. All right, 13-11. Fnatic buying up again, but still, we have to take in mind that the money is not great for them despite winning these rounds. They're trading rounds right now. Both teams are forcing every single time. You can see that multiple players on $0 or around that $0 mark. It's not a lot if you lose this one. If Immortals lose this one, they're probably going to be on a full eco, and that means Fnatic could take the game.
It's very much on the horizon here. I'm pretty sure they're aware of it too.
Yeah.
So, pressure point here for the Immortals.
Strike 7 as well on Steel. We saw that in the last game, Cobblestone, how effective it can be. That was in the hand of FNS. Let's see if Steel can redo the tricks.
Here comes that explosive play. It looks like it's the quad. No, it's not. What? KNG somehow making new friends, smothered in the Fnatic players, but they are wrapping through Arch and they're doing it well. Henny's quickly trying to get that to support his team, but by now they're falling like flies, and Bolts has no options left. There with a knife praying to God, but God is not here with you right now. It's just Fnatic. And Henny gonna go for the high flash, try and play back in off the back of this. Nice work there, does give him a chance. Good nade. All right, JW's low.
Yeah, he's gonna be forced out, surely.
Molly, will it spread far enough?
No.
No, it doesn't. He stays alive.
So, that's, yeah, that pretty much ends the round. Oh, okay. Round is back in play. Lucas coming in with 1. Can he take a second one? JW's just hiding, waiting for his time.
And if because they put the Molly there, they might not expect him to be a graveyard. Henny has found him. It's down to the 1v1. Oh my God, Lucas gets it. And he has a kit.
This is an insane retake coming from Lucas and Henny. That one was not on the cards. The second that Molotov didn't kill JW in that position, I felt like the round was done. But no way, they just pushing back, pixel perfect shots to open it up, and then they're pushing with the correct timing in towards the side. This shot is insane. Taps away. And then Henny on the guy, that's JW hiding other places on the side, and he can just push in. That's perfect. Combo work coming out of Immortals.
And you said it, the money's low on both sides. That breaks Fnatic instantly.
Oh, okay. Here we go, boys.
KNG, why you like this thing? The thing is, it's so accurate, though. That's the thing, like, the first bullet is obscenely accurate, so it does kind of work for KNG.
This is the weirdest CT buy of all time. Orc and Galil.
Yeah.
Not buy, but setup, if you will.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. But Fnatic have won these rounds. That's the thing, they win the pistol round, so don't write them off from doing damage. It's going to be a B hit. They've got the one player up on the boost, I can imagine at least.
Yeah.
And then Lucas playing off site. So again, they're allowing the side control to go over, but
this is actually really nice. Imagine, well, they don't have any smokes, but imagine them checking CT all like the boost first, then the second guy is always going to be able to take them out. Doesn't even matter. And KNJ making it work. The Wonder Child goes down. JW taken out of the equation. Flusher edging his way, and we saw how good he was with the Deagle early on in this game, almost clutching a 1v3.
Meticulous work, isn't it? Look at them. Surely going to check on this boost. Look at Olafmeister. You can find just an angle to get over here as well by the first boxes. This is problematic now. He doesn't know that Olafmeister is here, even if he swings out and gets one. Oh, the shutdown! Both of them facing it so well. Lucas basically saving that too. Between the two of them, they keep that in check. If they swung out and there's only one player up there, Olafmeister could have killed him quite comfortably, because you're nowhere near ready for that level of a player to push out from.
I actually really like the way that they play that B bomb site, because this is not the first time where they play almost the same position. Because they're aware of Fnatic, they just can push into a side and take control. So you want to have all that firepower centered at the same spot so you can take them all out at once. And it's working out this time around. It's tied up 13-13. Round number 27, almost full buy by both teams. Of course, missing a bit on each side. But this is so close. Lucas dies in the fire. What? He kills two with the fire.
How?
What is that? How does that happen?
I don't know. I don't understand how they died.
How did that round fall apart?
Were they fully blind? I'm really not sure how that happened.
We were on the opposite side of the map, so...
Yeah, I want to see that on replay. If we can get that, that would be awesome. Because just to understand how you lose two players to that molly at this caliber, at this moment, on a buy?
This could change this map. Oh, it will change this map, in my opinion, because now Immortals is going to be on 14. I'm not exactly sure how the Bank of Fnatic are looking, but the Bank of Immortals will be impressive. They have 5 weapons saved. And also, this has to sit in the back of the mind of Fnatic. Can we... if they have that replay.
Please.
Okay, so it was on Banana, but...
It was just the normal double molly? What? They weren't even fully blind, I didn't see them being blinded up. I don't know. If you guys at home can explain how
Someone has to look that through a demo.
Yeah, because I was kind of curious. Because losing one's frustrating if the nade comes through and it hits pretty well. It's like, well, I'm screwed. But still...
The first one was due to the nade.
Look at this angle. He's going in for this. It's so good. Crims outdoes him. If those nades didn't do that much damage to him, he would have stood up and been able to kill Crims. That would have been that second additional he needed. Now that's a step that maybe Fnatic can work with.
Yeah, definitely. See here, a lot of smokes. This is indicating that they want to do an executor. They have a bunch of flashes as well. No Molotov to force off position, but with pistols, it's kind of okay. They can smoke off the long-range positions and then go close range with the pistols. Now, Flusher also does have the Orc, so he can kind of try to take that one long-range battle, but this timing is almost perfect. 1-for-1 trade in the middle, but it's working out to Fnatic's favor, because now Apartments is completely open. The CTs are on the back of this.
But the bomb, that's the issue. Oh, still imperative frag there. Flusher falling means the bomb is his. He's the bastion of this round, and he will not let anyone pass. Dennis, Crims, you know the task in front of you. You know what you have to go through to get this one back. Dennis readying himself. Waiting for that corner. He knows he has to play it out now. Perfect timing. He will strike and be accurate with it. Still goes, but the last 2 kills, they're far. They're hard to reach. They're hard to get that Tech 9 in a good angle for. There's any man who can do it with a gun like this.
Yeah, he has to run into the Apartments right now.
Lovely movement. He's going to get away with the bomb.
Yeah, he has a smoke as well.
And an Orc.
And a Dream.
Look. No one likes red dots. Even, you know, it's just not cool. Dennis. Oh, the off angle's going to catch him. Lucas plays it out well, finds the angle, and a very quiet crowd here, as this has become a little bit terrifying, if I'm honest.
All right, this is the time for every Swede in the nation to send their energy to Fnatic. This is when they need you. 13 to 15 down on their own map choice. Immortals with the perfect buy. You see all that utility. Fnatic with a scrappy one.
Aggression, I love this. Risk, this is what I love about Inferno. It allows for plays like this, and Fnatic are so unawares. Bolt could have done it all for him, but Dennis now played him with a chance, but no, KNG stands supreme, pinning Meister to the floor, and now this is sensational play from this man. Coming alive for Immortals time and time again, but no better moment than now, as JW can't do it for them. It's Immortals with map 1. After what looked like Fnatic were back in control. It looked like they had it all at their hands. It slipped through their fingers.
Yeah, through the fire and the flames, one could say. What a run to end as well by KNG. He's been okay during this game, but this last 3K there just pretty much sums it up and brings home a good performance from Immortals. We'll get 16 rounds. We'll get that first map lead. Flush's face just says it all right now. We've been talking about mental resets. Yeah. This is the time for one. This is now where Fnatic has to go out, take a breath of fresh air, and then think about, okay, how do we come back? We're on a map that our opponent likes. It's not a bad map of ours, but it's still a map that they like more than we do. How do we take that and bring it onto Mirage, which we know will be common ground for both teams. Both teams will have a chance there.
Yeah, we're going to find out pretty soon. I'm thinking it's Overpass next and then Mirage.
Overpass, then Mirage, yeah.
Oof. Okay, guys. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back in a moment's time. Let's see if the teams can get that mental reset in, get themselves prepared for map 2.